Hello everybody, I'm Sanji. Welcome to my channel. If this is your first time stopping by, thank you so much. I appreciate your checking me out. And if you have been here before and you know the drill, I want to take this time to personally thank each and every one of you. I appreciate your time. I know that you can spend it anywhere in the world. And the fact that you choose to spend some with me definitely does my heart good. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the next video. So for those of you that are new around here, all I ask, a couple of things. Check the video out. Make notes as you need to, because we're all here to just learn about each other. And then at the end of the video, if you haven't done so already, go ahead and subscribe, share, like, but most importantly, leave a comment. That's right. I want to hear your thoughts because, as I said, we're all here to learn and share. I give you my viewpoints on the subject matter, but of course, this is you, this is your life, and your experiences matter also. So we're here to learn from each other. Okay? So you got it? Just remember in those comment sections, please be kind to each other, respect each other's points of view, even if it's different than yours. Okay? Alrighty, so let's get into it. This video is about how to argue with your mate based on the sun sign. Now, it doesn't have to just be about a mate. It can be how you can have a heated discussion with a friend or family member. But this is really the goal of the video, is to help you effectively communicate with that other person, okay? Now, every sun sign has a different strategy for how they go about dealing with confrontation and conflict, okay? Now, some sun signs, that was a tongue twister, will avoid it altogether. They will avoid confrontation like the plague. They don't like it, they don't want it, and they're out of here. But there are other sun signs that they welcome it. They also might invite it in because they just like the energy and the exchange. So the point of this video is to help you navigate if you are one of those people that you avoid it like the plague, but your mate happens to enjoy mixing it up a little bit, okay? The problem here is that when those instances happen in our relationships with other people, it can also be the detriment of the relationship. I mean, if you have a partner that they just enjoy the drama of heated exchanges, that can be a little exhausting, even if you think the world of that person. Well, with a little astrological understanding and some conflict strategy resolutions, you can get your point across to your mate in the most effective way. And in some instances, not only will your partner hear what you're saying, I'll teach you how to win the argument. Now, clear communication is essential and the bedrock of any strong relationship, friendship, okay? Without communication, you're not going to go very far because chemistry is only going to go so far. But even in chemistry, there has to be effective communication, okay? And people actually associate the way you communicate with the type of person that they think that you are. For example, if your approach to conflict is to immediately fly off the handle because you don't think that you're being heard, well, those around you will label you a hothead. Is that true? Maybe, maybe not. But wouldn't it be better for people to understand where you're coming from so that they can hear your point of view as opposed to repelling the moment that they think that you're in disagreement? Because nothing goes anywhere. We have people that perhaps are quite strong in their delivery of their opinion. Doesn't mean that they're angry or that they're bullying you. They just may have a strong way that they deliver it. Well, if you're one of those people, you too can check out the video to perhaps soften your delivery so that people can receive what you're trying to say, okay? And did you know that by delving into your astrological sign or the astrological sign of the other person, perhaps your boss, you can definitely figure out a more effective way to communicate and be heard, okay? So now keep in mind, your sun sign is not the only determinant of how you handle conflict and conflict resolution, okay? You would have to look at the person's entire birth chart to get them figured out pretty much to a science. However, it can help, okay? You also want to take a look at a person's Mars sign. So you want to look at your Mars sign and the Mars sign of your partner or the person that you're trying to better communicate with, and that will give you an idea really on how to get through to the problem if this is an issue that is really concerning you, because a person's Mars sign rules their assertive and driving force behind their actions and their feelings. Your Mars sign is your verb, so that's what's your call of action. But we can take a look at the sun sign, and the sun sign will give us some clues on how to navigate conflict with that person, okay? All the 12 zodiac signs have their own specific way of communicating with other people, in particular, their partners, okay? So sit back, let's get ready. Let's take a look at how the sun sign for each person can be better understood and how you can take the knowledge of how they communicate and be heard more effectively. And if you play your cards right, win the discussion. Okay? So get your pens and paper ready. Let's get into it. Let's talk about how your sun sign has an argument. And if you're involved with that person, how you can score a win. Stay tuned right after this. Hello, Taurus. So, how do you fight with a Taurian? Well, it's not easy. Taurians are fixed earth signs, which sometimes make it hard to shift their perspective. You know, they're known as stubborn as a bull for a reason. And that's because once Taurus makes up their mind, they're pretty sure. They like routine. That's who they are. And if they've decided, it's really going to take a very strong argument to move them off it. And when they see your point of view, they will acknowledge that they see it. It just doesn't mean that they're going to do anything at all to change their perspective. So let's get into it. How do you argue with a Taurian? Well, Taurus is an extremely tactile and hedonistic sign. They respond positively to physical pleasures. They are our sensory ones of the zodiac. So all the senses, sight, smell, taste, sound, all those touch, all those things are super important to a Taurian, and they will always elicit a response from them. So, how do you argue with a Taurian? Well, if you sense something brewing with your Taurian partner, especially when we're talking about if you're in a physical relationship with the one, my suggestion to you is that if you sense a fight coming with your Taurian, have them make up sex first. That's right. Get to business. Soften your Taurian up by taking the argument to the bedroom before you get to the boardroom. All right? Before the fight, sex is an excellent tactic towards being heard and moving your Taurian off their point of view. Now, with that being said, this sign is well known for being as stubborn as a bull. So shifting their perspective won't be easy. That means that bedroom situation has got to be on point. Don't be giving them dead man sexual activity in there. Oh no, you got to make it count, because you know that there's a fight coming in the boardroom, but your Taurian doesn't know that. So make sure that they are enjoying it. Yeah, that's right. Rewind the tape. I said have makeup relations with your Taurian before you have the fight. Now, you can surely bribe your Taurian or soften them up with creature comforts such as that. So you're going to show up to the argument with other things. So remember, your boardroom confrontation with your Taurian, step one, starts in the bedroom. Again, you know that you are the one that's going to bring up an issue, so it's up to you to plan this thing out right. So you're going to show up to the argument after you've had a little bit of fun, and you're going to give them their favorite snack. Oh yeah, you're going to have maybe a good bottle of wine. That also helps. And begin with giving them some touch. Touch their hand, rub their neck, soften your Taurian up. Have them focusing more on the sensory of what's happening around them than what's actually coming out of your mouth. I know, this sounds so manipulative, doesn't it? But you know, Taurus, hey, we got to use what we got, all right? So you want to get them responding to the touch, responding to the smell, responding to the things, the niceties around them. This will help keep them open as you move toward your issue. Remember, Taurians respond well to caress and physical touch. So you want to, in the middle of beginning to discussion, to be rubbing their hands, rubbing their arms, rubbing their neck, you know, real soft caresses, okay? Now you have to be confident and careful when dealing with your Taurian. You know that because you know that if you invoke the wrong response from them, they're gonna blow. All right, you're gonna have a bull in your house. So you want to go about this, be nice and strategic when dealing with them. You want to get a Taurian to open up to you, but to do that is an art in itself, okay? So you have to arm yourself with patience. Don't put them under stress. Don't make them feel as though they're being attacked, you know? This is just a nice little, oh, by the way, conversation, all right? You don't want to get into a power struggle with the Taurian because chances are you're going to lose, okay? So that's not the tactic we're going to use. We're going to use soft. We're going to soft shoe approach. That's effective. Remember, this is effectively arguing with them, okay? You don't want to accuse them of unfounded facts. You want to keep it very specific. You want to talk about what you know for sure. And for goodness sake, what you don't want to do is bring up past faults, because that will bring your conversation to an immediate halt. All the rubbing and everything in the world is not going to make them back off the fact that you just brought up something that happened 4 weeks ago that you had both agreed you're not going to talk about anymore. So if you said you're not talking about it anymore with the Taurian, they expect you to hold your word. Don't talk about it. That's not what we're talking about here. So you want to keep it specific. You want to keep it concise. You want to keep it easy. You just don't want to be accusatory. You just want to lay out the facts, okay? Now, you're going to try to express your emotions and point of view in a positive way and be sure of yourself. So in all this caressing and loving and stuff, I'm not telling you to not be who you are and not be strong in your point of view. Of course you are. You're valid in your feelings. What you don't want to do is bring the emotions or be cowardly or seem as though you're not sure about how you feel. Because if you're not sure that you're upset about it, then you really shouldn't be bringing it to your Taurian's attention. Okay? That's just how it is. So if you're going to talk to them about something that is upsetting you, you should be clear, you should be confident, and you should be moving towards, I'm talking to you about this because there's a workable solution and we're going to find it. Don't want to fight, not a power struggle. We're here for resolution, okay? Now, you did all that. Everything's going good. You're rubbing, you're touching, you're soft, you're presenting it, all right? So, how do you win? Well, it's a twofold strategy. I mean, this is Taurus after all. First, you have to see it coming, all right? So as I said to you, you know that there is going to be a little bit conflict resolution on the horizon. So, which is why we went to step one, which we went to the bedroom before the boardroom, okay? That's step one. If you see it coming, a fight with a Taurian, you want to do whatever you can to control the eruption, okay? Now, Taurus will let something boil for weeks before they finally explode. So if you're sensing that something's off with your Taurian or that something's bothering them and they haven't quite said it yet, you want to get in front of that train, okay? You don't want to wait for that train to come roll you down. No, 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 no. You see something's happening, you need to become effective in your conflict resolution long before that Taurian can get to that stop, okay? And their temper, when they blow, can really throw people off. So you don't want to experience that. If you can get and approach a situation with a Taurian when they're on this side of it, of the anger, when it's actually controllable, that's all the better for you. Okay? You also want to appeal to them by showing Taurian that your way is financially advantageous. Okay? So if there's a way in which to show them that this disagreement that you're having, that the way in which that you want to approach it will actually be a better financial picture for Taurian, because you know Taurians are all about their loot. You want to point that out. You want to lead with that if you can. Okay? Second thing to do, as I told you, it's a twofold process when how to win a disagreement with a Taurian. If you can control their senses, you can control their mind. Okay, so you want to keep them from going into the bag of anger by distracting them with everything else, okay? So you're going to turn on some music. You're going to dim the lights, change the atmosphere, like their favorite candle, all that kind of thing. You want to look good from head to toe. That's right. You know that there's something coming with your Taurian and you're about to have a disagreement. Please, for goodness sakes, look good. That's right. I know this sounds so superficial, but really, as I said to you, Taurians of all the zodiac signs, they respond to outside stimuli the most, okay? And you want to start making sure that you're going to bake something. Make sure that the house smells good. Those things, creature comfort, food for a Taurian is love language also. So you want to make sure that things are smelling good. And if the discussion with your Taurian is going left, you want to take your little fine self up and you want to head on over to that oven and you want to start baking some cookies. I know this sounds nuts, but you got to try it. I'm telling you, it's going to work. Just right in the middle of the argument, just get on up and start cooking something. With your looking good, smelling good, the house, everything looks so wonderful, you're going to distract them. You are really going to distract your Taurian. And your Taurus is going to begin to experience sensory overload. Remember, Taurian's beauty and pleasure are Taurus's weak spots. So if you want to win your argument with them, appeal to their senses. Make it financially advantageous for them. This will totally disarm them, and they're going to acquiesce to your situation. Thank me later. So there you have it. I know it sounds like, what are you talking about? But come on, Taurian, tell the truth. You respond better than any other sign to external stimuli. So you want to win an argument against a Taurus? You better disarm all those senses so that the last thing they'll reach for is anger and stubbornness, and you'll get your way. Alrighty, that's it. Leave your comment section below. If you have a Taurian in your life and you've tried this, let us know your success rate. If you haven't tried it and you need to try it, then come on back and let me know how it worked out for you. Alrighty, see you in the comment section. You Taurians are something else. I'm looking forward to chatting with you there. Until next time, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see ya. Bye-bye.